welcome back to the Wizard Weekly, where we talk about everything in gaming. Good morning is a statement that, most people would use during this time, at least until Nintendo decides to patent that saying, just because, it's something that they could argue they were most known for using, but just because everyone else does use it, they don't want anyone else to be able to take any real profit from being able to use that, because business is business. In simple terms, that's the best way that I can describe how absurd this whole, Nintendo Pocketpair situation, Pocketpair being people behind Power World, and just how, in the last couple of months, it was recently found out that Nintendo is suing Pocketpair over a patent infringement over multiple game mechanics that they feel that, Pocketpair has just gone over and stole from the Pokemon games. Now, we all know that Power World does share a lot of similarities from Pokemon, even in its description saying, we gotta catch them all and whatnot. But even in its year plus being out and just and being as successful as it was, it's been established that they have not stole any sort of copyright material from the game. That's been proven. However, the funny thing about patents and the way Nintendo is playing this in this really weird way, patent can be an invention or a game process that is protected for a certain amount of time, and unfortunately can fall under the scope of really broad game mechanics that can be really detrimental to the overall scheme of gaming if you don't have a lot of money to do this whole thing out in court like Nintendo does. Because for about a month and some change now, the general thought is that Nintendo, they're going after Power World for having the game mechanic of being able to catch a pal, like how you can in Pokemon, with like how you see over here in the gameplay, having a ball and just throwing at it and capturing, since that's something that you obviously do in Pokemon. And we'll just get into the argument of how absurd patenting a game mechanic is later on. But earlier yesterday now, Pocketpair, they went to their official website to detail the specific patents that Nintendo is filing against Pocketpair, all three of which have these, hex code looking ass names. And the first of which, according to Nintendo, indicators to show the current selection of the target for the next game command. And I guess that's more like, how you can see this little circle here for aiming and whatnot. Look, even in the last sentence, the patent says displaying a circle under the character controlled by the player. So apparently that's something that they're going after this game for. Why they made a Power character so thick? Never mind. And the second patent of which claiming to determine if the object or character has entered the collision zone or other objects of characters. So once again, having to do with the aiming and overall, distance that you are between a Power World and being able to capture it. And the last of which that states methods for moving automatically non-player characters in the same game scene according to the game progress. For example, virtual soldiers follow their leaders in strategy games, and virtual soccer players are positioned to receive and intercept the ball. So that one, I'm guessing, just how you can automatically have your pals follow you or come towards you after you capture them, whatnot. Basically any form of NPCs moving based on your command or your input in the game. And so on top of all that shit, and Nintendo saying these game mechanics that are found in literally thousands of others, because Power World used them, which is the most successful Pokemon clone to date at least, they want an injunction against the game of Power World for the action against it, a payment of 5 million yen plus late damages to the Pokemon company, plus a payment of 5 million yen plus late damages to Nintendo themselves. So a pretty hefty price tag, and don't worry, I got you. 5 million yen in USD is roughly $32,700. So basically, the average not so fortunate yearly income for Americans out here in this fucked up economy. So they want that times 2 plus late damages just because of a game mechanic. Now, even if you're, the most uninformed on this whole, situation, how it's been panning out from the beginning, it doesn't take much to realize that Nintendo was going down a really stupid and dark road as far as this whole patent game mechanic bullshit. Like I tried to establish, at the beginning, patenting a game mechanic is just insane, especially from a big company like Nintendo, since a lot of these developers grew up being inspired by Nintendo's games. So even if they go into a game not trying to remix something that Nintendo did in some of their older titles, they might have taken inspiration and wanted to make a game like a a Pokemon, maybe a Mario. So they decided to go into developing, creating a platformer or a gotta catch 'em all type of game. And just because the game got wildly successful, or maybe even because of all the press that the game got with it saying that it's the Pokemon killer. Maybe Nintendo didn't like that, and because of that, they're going after whatever they can to stop this game's momentum and cause as much money and problems internally as possible, which is sad, especially coming from Nintendo being a pillar in gaming that a lot of us look up to. Because dude, the whole idea of gaming is to improve upon things that are already out there. Like, there's really, like, 99% of games use mechanics that you've seen somewhere else. Like, I doubt there's any IPs out here that use something that you've never seen before in any other game, like completely. Like, even as far as like using a joystick to move in a direction, that's something that you've seen in literally every game almost. Under Nintendo's whole greedy ass business strategy, they could follow a patent like that and go after games in the future, which is really a sad precedent to see, because if this somehow proves fortunate for Nintendo and they come out on top as far as getting the payments from Pocketpair, that's going to be a really weird thing to see going forward in all games, where we have a really cool mechanic in our game, but if we catch you using it in some way, shape, or form, now you're going to get in trouble, and it's going to discourage a lot of game developers and a lot of games from taking any sort of gameplay risk, which we barely even see nowadays. So it's going to get even worse. And if I'm being like 100% fair, if this was just some other company not as big as Nintendo, I'm not trying to put down any other company, but if this was like let me think, like the late great Arcane Studios going after Wolf Eye Studios for a game mechanic that the two might share. I'm only saying that because the CEO behind Wolf Eye was once behind Arcane. Anyways, I wouldn't be as worried as far as like the future of what this could prove to the gaming scene, just because I feel like it wouldn't have as much traction. But again, this is a suit that's being held in a Japanese region where copyright, it doesn't work the exact same way that it does here in the United States. Plus, Nintendo has yet to lose any case that they've ever started, like literally. So that is what worries me the most about this whole thing, and them actually coming out on top of this insane decision. So yeah, patents for game mechanics just I don't think should exist. Obviously patents for things like designs and frameworks, like how Nintendo has thousands upon thousands of patents for the design of the Nintendo Switch, like the rumble features and all that shit. That's cool, so we don't see freaking PlayStation coming out here with Nintendo Switch clones and claiming it's theirs. But game mechanics is just where it gets very, very weird and can be a really sad reality for the next future of games. So yeah. But yapping aside, it is officially financial earnings report season, and this time for PlayStation, or really Sony, since they do more than just games. And last video I already went over Nintendo's basic whole financial results for this quarter of the year, and for Sony's, to save us the time going over this entire 28-page PDF file, basically Sony, they're a by margin for this quarter of the year. Astrobot, freaking the PlayStation 5 Pro, their sales, they're doing a little bit better. As you can see, the operating income of 389. I'm guessing billion or million yen to 455. I don't know the exact numbers, but that's the whole basis of this whole shit. They're up by a little bit. What I did want to talk about though was what Sony's president Hiroki Totoki said in the Q&A with all the investors of Sony's business, and all the things that he explained that we really wanted to know was going right now, as far as like what Concord and shit that they got going on in the future. So in response to Concord being shut down so abruptly, Totoki, he said that currently we're still in the process of learning, and basically with regards to new IP, you still don't know the result until you actually try it. I mean, okay. For us, our reflection, we probably need to have a lot of gates, including user testing, internal evaluation, and the timing of such gates, and we need to bring them forward, and we should have done those gates much earlier than we did. Now, that was a statement that kind of, made me a little confused, especially from a multi-billion-dollar company like Sony. Only because, while they haven't officially confirmed this, Sony themselves from some sort of like exec or whatnot, apparently Concord has been in development since 2016, for over 8 years. And Sony themselves, before they, picked up the studio, they spent millions upon millions of dollars apparently just to put it into a playable state for, its next stage of development. So them saying that they should have had more gates for, QA testing is kind of like, all that money spent and nobody got paid to be a good QA. Like the only outside voices that you had was like that like week long or whatever, however long beta it was for Concord, like a week before it got released. It's kind of crazy. Also, we have a solid organization, so going beyond the boundaries of those organizations in terms of development and also sales, I think that could have been much smoother. Okay, I don't know the inner works of how how Sony develops games. So them saying that they have like isolated departments and whatnot is definitely something that should be worked on. Like I can only speak from like how Bethesda's dev said how working on Starfield, them having so many people working on so many different things, it didn't help them have some sort of unity. So I guess that sort of like level of working doesn't translate well for the overall feeling of how a game should be. And Concord definitely did not feel like it felt like a cohesive experience as the game itself, like as a shooter, but the game just was it did not look good. Now, along with this, unfortunately what VGC Charts didn't, get out of the whole Q&A session was the fact that they said some comments that are really substantial to me, at least, as far as Sony's, PSN requirements on their, PC lineup of games, like how Helldivers faced a lot of controversy for forcing players to have a PSN account just to play the game after a month or two of it not having the game during its launch. And apparently the 𝐂𝐀𝐒 said the way to face issues regarding PC, for instance, the PlayStation accounts that we have offered, by offering them, for instance, sometimes that tends to invite pushback. But for the live service games, in order to maintain the order of gaming so that anybody can enjoy the game safely, we need to create an environment conducive to that and of course enjoying the game freely. Now my man's just said enjoy the game safely, so I don't know since when it's been a thing for account creation to be some sort of like freaking antivirus anti-cheat program. So that's a really interesting way to put it. Obviously live service games like Helldivers 2 that are constantly getting updates and new game features, they just want to have some sort of organized way to keep their PSN numbers up and active, but also likely for the obvious reason of making sure that nobody's pirating the game and all that kind of good shit. And like I've said before, I'm not a fan of this whole PSN requirements on your PC games, no matter if it's live service or not, just because it's two different platforms. Some people would want to play PlayStation published games, but they don't even own the console, and that's likely for a reason. Maybe they don't like PlayStation, so that's whatever. But again, the same fact stands that's been a problem of this whole thing since day one. There's over 121 countries that you cannot get PSN as of 2024. And I'm sure any international gamer can chime in and say that there's some sort of way to bypass the PlayStation restrictions and whatnot and be able to still play PlayStation games in these regions outside of pirating, of course. But it's really kind of like the situation where people don't like to go on websites like watchmovies123.com. People might know about it, but they just don't know how to traverse it, and you might be too scared to do it. So it's just a really weird spot for these PlayStation gamers. So of course, in an effort to appease the investors and everyone that's listening in, they basically said that they intend to build on the optimum title portfolio during the current mid-range playing period that combines single-player games. So good for them. And lastly, for today, is the sun up? Damn, the sun wasn't up when I started recording. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm reaching the latter half of the Dragon Age Inquisition single player playthrough. I'm not gonna play it twice or whatnot. I'm not gonna do a different build. I just wanted to play the game, experience it, and I had a good time playing. Already posting my thoughts on it and whatnot. But I need a new game to play to put in my rotation. Now, what I usually do in my whole gaming thing, I like to play 3 games at one time, 2 story based or whatever is out right now and new and shit, and then 1 game that I can just chill and play late at night when I just want to watch something on my second monitor and just mindlessly have it in the background. That's how I do it. Like 3 games is about as much madness as what's gonna give out at any given time, so that's my limit. And right now I'll only need 1 game, since the other story game that I'm gonna be playing is the new Mario Brothership game. I'm gonna pick that up later today at GameStop. So that's gonna be my game that I'm gonna be playing for the next weeks and whatnot. And I just need something to replace Dragon Age Inquisition because I'm about to beat that story really soon. So that's the basis of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a game that I can just play and enjoy and get immersed in it. And I was already planning on just browsing the Steam page after I started recording today, so I just thought, what, why not just make content out of it and just let you guys see how I decide to waste my money. Now really I'm just gonna be browsing and looking at these prices and shit, because Steam, you know, as much as they do hook you up with the deal, a lot of these old games are stuck at freaking retail price and they're like 10 years old. So I might go to like a G2A or a, you know, whatever the other websites are that sell the keys that are way cheaper. So if I find something that I don't like and, you know, it's at a full price that's insane for its age, I'll just, you know, look somewhere else off camera. But of course, first let's do like how the average person on the budget is gonna do and look at the special offers page first. Street Fighter 6. I've had my time. Oh shit, okay. Indiecade Festival 2024 from November 8th through the 16th. This is the 9th today. So let's see what's in here. No mind a good indie game. I've been playing too many indie games lately, to be honest. The last indie game that I played was the the new Class of 09 spin-off game. Not the flip side, but the one with Jekka. Class of 09 is a funny ass game. That game's a little more serious though. But, you know, it is what it is. What we got here: The Good Life, 𝐂𝐀𝐒𝐒. None of these are like story games. 𝐒𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐄𝐒. I've heard nothing but good things about 𝐒𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐄𝐒. I heard it brings the inner gambler out of you, so that's fun. TA, Rust, Battlefield 2042. I wanna play this game again, bro. Battlefield 2022 was amazing. Like after all the updates and shit, I remember playing that not that long ago. It was pretty good. See, I gotta go. I've heard some good things about 𝐒𝐔𝐏𝐿𝐼𝐄𝐒. I really like the COD. I really like playing the Black Ops 6 COD campaign, so I feel like I'd enjoy this title too. Play solo with an AI fire team and co-op online. I remember when this was in early access because it was around the same time that I bought Disney Dreamlight Valley for the first time. I'll say for the first time, like I bought it twice. I only bought it once, but you know, it finally released. Oh shit. My bad. Ooh, Mirthwind. What's this? Embark on an enchanting journey and brave ferocious creatures in an immersive medieval fantasy world where you set a new homestead to live a life of farming and trade, or pick up the sword and take up an adventurous path. So like a mix with Stardew Valley and like an RPG game. Like you get the choice. Let me see the trailer. I'm gonna have to mute it though, cause you know, copyright and shit. But let me see. It look like an M. Dickey game, the way they moving. Werewolf. This kind of reminds me of the game I recently just played. Freaking what's that game called? Weird West. Right. This is a good ass game too. It was a top-down shooter. You play different classes of characters. It's really good. Oh, The Hunter Call of the Wild is my stress relief game. I don't got it installed right now because, you know, I'm running my SSD and HDD is running low, and I gotta leave room for all the Windows updates that they give us every fucking 3 days. So, you know, I can't go too far, but that's my chill game. I love that. Metal Slug Tactics. I just saw the trailer for this the other day. It looks pretty cool. I'm not the best at attack RPGs though. Like I recently played 𝐂𝐿𝐼𝐄𝐒 and shit. I got pretty far in that, but once I got like towards the midpoint, I gave up, you know. Once the game starts just fucking me over in its strategy, and it takes more brain power to focus like before I even make a move, that's when I kind of check out mentally. You know, I play the game just to have fun, and once the fun starts turning into stress, it's like, all right, I'll just go play freaking. Bro, can you turn off the adult things, man? I don't want to see that. Okay, let's go RPG, because I do like role playing. You know? Also, I do gotta be kind of mindful, because I do want to make like more gameplay videos, at least like pump them out more compared to like the Swords for Shorts and shit. But the thing is, I can only play games, really that format that I record in, having like the music in the background and just, you know, me chilling. It can only be games that don't have that much dialogue, because I got to turn the game down for you guys to hear the music, because that's the whole point. I want you guys to like be chill and just, you know, watch it late at night. You know, I caught a lot of shit for not playing The Binding of Isaac with my friends. They said it's a really good game. I'll get to it eventually. I'll get to it eventually. XCOM 2, Monster Hunter Stories. They just released a new Monster Hunter game. Jeez, that just fucked me up. I was gonna fall and get that shit on my face. Rune Factory. Prince of Persia. I played the original Prince of Persia on my PlayStation 3, and it's pretty interesting controls. Not my favorite, but it was a fun game. What about the adventure tab? See, the thing about some of these games, I watch Twitch a lot too, so I've seen a lot of people play these games already. So like, I can't even enjoy a game like Resident Evil 4. So I already watched somebody play it. Ace Attorney, you already got that on Switch. Icarus. Show me the same freaking games, dude. Same games. You know, I might just play fucking Baldur's Gate again, man. Baldur's Gate was good. I haven't played it in like a year. I've already played it. I already played 2 playthroughs. I might just play that again because I'm not seeing anything right now. You know, I'm not seeing nothing at all. Midnight Suns. I've heard good things about this game. It's like what's the mobile game? Future Fight. I used to play that a lot on my tablet, and I heard it's like that. Or it's like an auto battler. You collect characters. Oh shit, 2K published this? I didn't know that. Oh my god. I gotta turn that off. $8.99 too. Okay. $8.99. This might be it. I've been on a Marvel binge lately. I've been reading my comics a lot. I've been watching my shows. I just finished up X-Men 97. That shit was amazing. So this might be it. It's just, let's have a story though. Like, just have something I can get like immersion, or just something that I can play like late at night. Ooh, Metaphor Refantasio. I'm gonna have to wait on this because I actually want to buy this game. Like, I've seen the gameplay, I've seen a bit of the story, and I actually want to buy this game. You know, like I said, I just bought the new Mario Brothership game, so I'm gonna have to wait on this $16.99 price tag, and maybe in the next like 2 weeks. It is definitely a game that I'm probably gonna get. Definitely a game that I want to play. If I don't play it this month, definitely sometime this year. I forgot about this game. And this was a story game that I originally was going to play this month, but I forgot about Mario. So I bought that first. A whole BioShock collection for $11.99. I just don't want to buy like 4 or 5 games, and I don't like I don't like them. Like, I don't like the original because I got to play them in order. And if I don't like the first one, then I'm stuck with the other ones. I'm gonna be mad. But luckily they're all on sale. Well, if they're this cheap already, I can probably get it for this price on like a key on like G2A or something. I think I might play BioShock, y'all. I've heard a lot of good things about this game, and I even rented BioShock 3 from the Redbox when I was a kid, but I didn't play much of it. I don't remember much of it either, so I think BioShock might be my thing. I think this might be it. For $4.99, that's not bad. Yeah, this might be my thing, y'all. At least until I play Metaphor in the next coming weeks. And that's all I got for this video today. I mean, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.